What's up, you guys? Agile back here again in Enshrouded, and we are on our Fisherman's Inn interior decorating tutorial here. So we're just going to get kicked off here right away and basically say thank you so much for the support on the long video. Like I said, this is my first ever build on the channel here, so yeah, we're gonna keep moving with it here. But coming on the inside here, we're gonna get going right away here. Do consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel there if you do like this kind of stuff. I do have a number of things I want to be adding in here, so I have a little bit of a game plan in my head, and we're just gonna get it kicked off right away here. So obviously in the last video, if you haven't seen that yet, go check out if you want to see how to build a frame of this place. Exactly how we made it, with all of our struggles to keep it real. But I do have several options in my inventory here that I do want to add in here. And first things first here, we want to make sure that we're lining stuff up here correctly. So we want a wooden tavern counter, and that is going to go in the back here. So pretty much right when you walk in here, we want this to be pretty much straight on. So if I come something like this, and we want it to be as close as we possibly can, excuse me there. Oh, I should also apologize, guys. I am just a day or two here after surgery, so if I have to make some cuts, that would be why. I do want to make sure that this is... Okay, so we want this to be faced like this. Probably somewhere right in here. And then... okay, that's actually not looking too bad. I just wanted to see if I can line it up here a little bit. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Can't see it too well back there, but that's alright. We're going to turn on snapping here. And, oh, actually snapping won't seem to work here, so let's go into first person. And we're just going to go ahead and extend this counter out a little ways here. And I just want to make sure that looks pretty good. It looks perfect. And basically, I'm just trying to make this counter a little bit longer here, back into first person. Get this to snap in good here. And that looks good just like that. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to need some doors and gates and whatnot back here to kind of make this look a little better. But we are going to decorate this fully here with barrels, crates, you know, bookshelves, tables, everything today. So now that we have that established there, I think what I actually want to do, there's a few options you can do here. First, I want to do some lighting in here just a little bit because, yes, it is a little dark in here. And we have two options that I want to experiment with here for lighting. Now, if you want to change up your decorations a little bit from what I use here, that's perfectly fine. But I do want to check out we do have the bronze chandelier and the regular chandelier here. And so we could put the regular chandelier here, or we could switch to a bronze one. And honestly, the bronze one is kind of looking like it's going to give off a little more of the aesthetic that I'm looking for here. And that's looking pretty good right there. I'm going to go ahead and go back into first person here, and I'm going to hang another one right here. So one right there, one right here. And we should be good like that. We might... that might be a little big right there. So we'll leave those two chandeliers hanging there like that. And I actually do like that quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and move these back up here and try to keep my inventory as organized as possible. And then, of course, we do have some railings to put in here, too. And I am going to jump around a bit here just because that's what I do. Let me go ahead and turn this here. So if we snap a post here, and we snap our post on right here, we want to go ahead and just bring these around here like this. And I do want to make sure that we can get a post right in the middle here, so something like that. Yep, that's looking good. And in fact, we should probably put our posts all the way around in the middle here, or on the corners here. Did I put it? Let's make sure here. Okay, so I did put it just like this. I think we'll just go ahead and rotate this here. That should snap to that. Why is that not working? Let me see here. We might actually have to do a double post here in the corner, which looks a little goofy. So we're gonna have to line it up. So let's get rid of this one, and we'll go ahead and we'll probably pick this one up here too, because that one should be able to extend far enough to connect there, just like that. Perfect. I like that. And then we'll bring it around just like this. Bring our railing across here like this. And so yeah, so this one here again, we were gonna pick this one back up. And I'll go ahead and place this down right there and connect that like that. All right, and then we will see here how it's gonna exactly work out, but because we may need to extend that one just a little bit here. And this is part of that experimentation here too. So if we bring this over just a little bit more here, like that, then this one should line up good like that. And this one should still, yes, line up good like that. Perfect. And I might be a little less talkative than normal just because of the whole recovery thing, you know. We still have these bushes here too. I keep forgetting to chop the trees down outside, but all right, and then I'm just gonna pretty much keep this snapping here over to about where our stairs are here. Should line up pretty close to where it did on the other side. That's gonna make it pretty dark. I do want a little light there so I can see what I'm doing here. And I do want to try to line this up as best as I can here. We should be pretty close if we bring it up right here. Just like that. And now we've got a nice little railing going around there, which is quite nice, I think. And you can see already how much depth just those wooden spindles add in there, which I like a lot. But let's see here. I think we're actually probably going to end up putting another one right here. And I'll just bring it going this way. And we're going to need it to connect here to both. So if I put it right there, can I still get through here is the question. Oh, I can. Good. This is just a minor walkway here. Nobody's really going to ever come up here so much, but we're going to put something really nice right here as well. Probably a trophy of some kind, or we'll see. I don't know. I haven't exactly decided on everything yet, but go back into first person here so I can kind of see what I'm doing. That looks good right there. Bring this over here as far as we can. And again, this isn't in, so we do want it to feel nice and warm in here, which I think we are achieving quite well with all of our wood here. And I do need to place this one on this corner here as well. But just like this. I like how they all match up like that. And there you go. Now we actually have a very good looking railing going around there. Very easy to do too. Adds so much depth to it there, just so much warmth. All right, and so now for the railings, I'm kind of want to experiment a little bit here. These are a little big for up here, but I'm almost wondering if I can't. If I place one like that. That's not bad. I did forget to grab my other railing here, which is a bit unfortunate. So hold on. Let me run back to my chests up here. We have our work in progress castle too. If you guys haven't been paying attention to the live streams, this is where we've been working on it. Going to be our future home. Rails here is what I want. And then of course we do want the fine wooden railing here. And we might need more than 20, so we'll go with that. Yeah, that should be fine. I love the fact that there's signs now that we can organize in the game. So much more helpful. Alright, so now let's take a look at here. I want to grab our slanted railing here. And just take a look at how that would exactly fit on there. It's going to be a pain is what it's going to do. So how would that look just like that? Let's take a look here. Actually, not terrible if I... Let's turn off snapping here. We can make this much more accurate. I want this to go down here. I'll scoot it in a little bit. Should be able to lower this some more here. Okay, come on. Okay, we're gonna have to probably back it off just a touch here. It's gonna be a royal pain is what it's gonna try to do to me here. Let's see how that looks. Does it go through? It goes through too far. Okay, we're gonna have to pick that back up. And this is part of the hard part here, that maybe the hardest part of trying to get things to line up correctly here. Just a little big is what I'm finding here. Which is a bit unfortunate. We might be able to trim some of that off here. Actually, that doesn't actually look too bad. I kind of like that little extra little whoop-de-doo in there. Alright, so that doesn't look terrible, because then what my idea is, I wanted to see how big this actually is here, these little stands. Not that big for lighting. We have a few options here. I just want to see what I can all fit on there. So if I go into first person here, we can easily fit a candle holder on there. A regular candle. We could actually probably fit some standing candle holders on there, which might work. Actually, it doesn't look too terrible. It's all about not looking too awful. And I want this to kind of go in the middle again here, like so. I suppose you could do an alternate option too here. In fact, let's see what that looks like. I'm thinking like you could actually go ahead and put... I have to come down here probably. Just want to see what this is going to look like here. Oh my word, that looks better, right? Oh, that looks good. All right, let's leave it like that. And then we need to kind of get this to connect to the floor here in a sense, but also up to that one without being too janky, which is always the challenge here, right? So we could, perhaps bring this out like that. How does that look? Yeah, that could work, something like that. And then we'll go ahead and bring another one down, just like that. Good. Of course, because you don't want your patrons who may have been drinking a little too much to, you know, take a little tipsy over the edge, and the next thing you know, you got a lawsuit on your hands, and don't want none of that. Alright, let's put these up there as well, just like the other side here. And now that we kind of have a rough idea of what we want, we're able to back this, maybe back this off a little bit. Why are you not snapping the way I want you to? I did do that the same, yeah. Alright, now this should snap in there, but it's being a pain about it. Okay, we might have to, oh, that's my shield. That's not at all what I wanted. I'm not sure. I want to fine-tune the position here. You know what we're probably going to have to do is turn off the snapping here and get it to rotate and just kind of place it in there where we want it. Even where we with that one. The bottom one should kind of line up with that, just a hair higher there. So something like it's trying to be a major pain here. It's not looking like it wants to lay in there quite right. No, it's not laying in there quite right. The joys, all the joys. Let's see here. It should snap in there. Being just weird. What we could maybe do is go like this, like that, and then that one doesn't come through now, so we can pick this one up. Oh, okay, that's not the one I wanted to pick up. Okay, why did it do that? My word. Okay. Let's try to get this thing to cooperate here. Tilted correctly. Ah, how interesting. Just trying to be the biggest pain ever. Let's try to pick up one of these ones here. Maybe that's what's causing it to be annoying here. There's always got to be one piece in my videos that is just trying to be very, very annoying. Snap out here, would you? I just keep being dumb. That ain't working. That's weird. It should snap in that same spot, but it's not. That's gonna be pretty close though. It's off just a little bit yet, which we might fix eventually here, but I don't want to waste too much time on that. I might do some fine tuning here after a while, but you know. This one should pretty much line up straight away here with, we extend just a little bit further. Got to move in a little bit more if I can. Okay, and that one's gonna be off just a touch there, so we're gonna probably pick this bottom one up here. See if we can't get it to snap a little more precisely there. Much better. Yes, that's looking much, much better. Still a little bit. Okay, my perfectionism's coming out here. How about now? That's looking good. Right there. That's where we're leaving it. Okay, I like that. And then we need one going up here. Back into first person here. I think this is going to be too high, right? If I... Oh, maybe not. There we go. And that one seemed to work out quite nicely there. Would have preferred it to have snapped a little more cleanly there. We can always fix that in a little bit there. But anyways, you want railing that runs basically like that. Around there. Looking nice. Alright, and it is dark out, so, you know, we're going to close that up because it's scary out there. And so, railing now, if you want to put some over here, you definitely can. I think I'm going to leave mine off for right now. I don't actually mind it being kind of warmer, opener, more open over there. Opener, whatever the right word is. I'll leave it like that for right now. Alright, and then next step that we probably want to tackle here. Probably some tables and chairs in here. So I do have some different types of tables and chairs here. And, you know, in the front here, I'll probably get rid of this one. Put it over here for right now so I can see. Oh my word. That needs to come way up. There we go. We'll put a little table probably against the wall over here. Something like that. We want to grab some chairs here. I'll put a chair in like this. And then I want to fine tune that a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and... Oop, wrong way. And then I want to rotate Can I rotate this? There we go. I'll leave that sit just like that. Nice little chairs here for a little card table or something like that. And then we are going to need some lights too, so I'm thinking I'm going to probably end up going with... we'll see what these lights look like here. Let's just move my lights down here. This one's probably going to be too tall, maybe? Maybe? It might actually look okay on that table. There we go. Yeah, that looks fine. And one thing too with decorations that I seem to enjoy is I don't like to put them in exactly the right positions. It's okay if decorations are messy and messed up a little bit. It looks lived in then. It looks real. Like, maybe some people were just sitting here and this guy wanted more room, so he moved that over just a tad or something like that, you know? Or this guy didn't push his chair in because, you know, he's sloppy or something, you know? That kind of stuff gives things life, gives it real-world feeling, which I like quite a bit. And then, of course, we do want some lights here. And we do want to put another bronze holder over here on this side. Do your best to get those lined up. Give it some more light there. And then I am going to probably put... This table's a little big here, actually. I'm gonna put another table in right here, but maybe we'll just do smaller tables. I kind of wanted a round table, which we could build manually, I suppose, but I almost wonder if maybe we'll put something like this in over here. Maybe we'll spin it this way. See how that looks, because I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to go ahead and move that back out of my hotbar there. Put 3 there. Spin this one around. Again, just make that look a little more lived in there. There we go. This looks a little more believable there. It would be cool if you could actually flip chairs upside down. Actually, hold on. Let me see. I don't think you can. Let me just double check. Does not look like we can actually flip them. We can rotate them. And we can move them up and down, but we can't actually flip them upside down, which would be cool because I was going to stack them up, you know, like they're sitting against the wall, but we will see what else we want to do here. But anyways, so then of course we do need just some minor lighting here on the table. Nothing too crazy. So we'll probably put one just right there. Actually, that's a little big, isn't it? I just want to pick up the candle, not the table. Oh my word, I know what's going to happen here. I suppose we could always just have a few different lights on that table. And we will probably put some plates and stuff down too, but we'll see. We got a lot of decorating to do here. This side's looking a little empty yet over here. Which I do have a few ideas here. Let's go ahead and move down our couches here. Switch to our other hot bar. Go ahead and place one in. Yeah, what does this look like? I don't actually mind that too much. It's a nice little couch there. This thing is in my way 100%. We might hold off on that one for right now. Just experimenting here a little bit. So there's a nice little tavern here, and then we do want like a little coffee table in the middle here, probably. Just so you can set your drinks down and whatnot. So we are going to actually sink that thing into the floor a little bit here. And let's spin it this way. A nice lower table there. Perfect. And we will, of course, probably grab just a little candle here. Daytime. I don't want fine-tuned position on. There we go. There we go. Something like that makes it already start to come to life a little bit more here. Okay. Now we need to, I think we're gonna switch focus here a little bit here. Of course, we do need lights too, and or not lights, but windows and whatnot. It is also daytime out, so I would like to work on that a little bit here. Let me move the chairs and tables back up here. I'm gonna be done with those for a second. And move down my window frames here. Sounds like it is storming out. So in order to make these windows here, we're gonna try to do some custom windows and whatnot. Of course, we do have the bedrooms too still yet. We're gonna leave that sealed up there. I'm gonna probably take these out here. And then I want to look at how big are my actual window frames here. So what would that look like if we did 2 larges? Something like that, probably. Yeah, that could look okay. Go ahead and place a torch up right there. Oh. Probably a torch up right there. I should still be able to get underneath there. Yep. Alright, then we switch back to this here, and I just want to kind of make a hole big enough for my actual window to fit in there. Go first person here. And I don't want to take too much away here. I think we are going to have to go up one more here, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let's see here with our big window. Something like that. Perfect. Alright, now let's go look outside. See what that kind of looks like. Good, it's recessed in a little bit. That's what we want for depth there. And you can go with whichever window design you want. I just wanted to stick with the round theme since we got a round door here. There, just kind of right in the middle. And we are about middle of the head here, so when you're in third person, we can kind of see out there. Of course, your character could maybe kind of see out there, but I'm more concerned about our guys seeing out there from our camera perspective. Let's go ahead and remove this here as well. Switch back to this. First person here. Should be about right here would be good. And I can't remember. Do we have to go? I think it was 3 high. Might have to go one more wide here. Take a look here. Yep, something just like that. Alright, let's go take a look outside at that. Again, just wanted to be kind of double checking our work a little bit here. Perfect. Just nice little cozy window frames there. Of course, it makes a nice wooden window frame around there. You can add more to that if you want, shutters and whatnot, if you'd like. I'm just basically trying to give you a nice build here that you can add into your world that's not overly complicated. And again, this is my first one, so I'm just trying to not screw it up too bad. Okay. So now that we have some windows up there, I'm going to hold off on windows for a sec here because I want to do some stuff up here. So I'm going to get rid of this here. I'm going to grab a torch here. I want to see, what does this look like? If I double torch that. I don't think that's too bad. And we're going to add a little bit more light in as well here. It might actually could burn up the ceiling there, but we don't have burning physics in this game. So now I do want the small table here again, probably. And the sofas, the chairs, whatever. Yeah, the sofas, the armchairs here. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and flip this back around here like this. That right there. Ooh, that's off a little bit, isn't it? I'm just going to manually place it. And then I'm going to go ahead and come in here, grab my hot bar's getting a little messy here again, but I'm going to grab this. I just want to see if I can, oop, my bad. I can lower this down. What's that going to look like? I want to check underneath to make sure we're not poking through. We are a little bit. Okay. That looks a little weird anyway, right? So we'll probably just end up going like this. I'll bring this back up here. How tall are these? Something like that. Let's place one on either side here. And then probably just a candle there. Maybe a little candle over here, something like that. Just trying to do the lighting here so we can see a little bit better again. And over here, we're just going to make kind of a nice little conversation area here, so. I'm wondering if I shouldn't. Bear with me here. I look too cluttered. It's a little cluttered, isn't it, with this big one right here? Okay, not a big deal. That one right there, pick this one back up. Ooh, wrong button. I was like, why isn't this working? That one in the way still. A little bit. Again, I want it to look lived in, but I also don't want it to be super duper messy. I think I'm actually gonna leave it like that for now. It's a nice little seating area here where we can pop a squat, have a conversation with our friends here. And I would really like to actually put a table in here, but maybe something like that. Is that gonna show through? No, we're still good like that. Okay. So just a little table there where maybe, again, maybe they're chit-chatting, having a little dice game or something going on there, you know? Might actually put some windows up here too. Yeah, I think some windows would look quite nice here. So let me go ahead and switch back here. I want it to be about head level here, so they're all about the same all the way around. I wanted them 3 wide. I believe by 3 tall is what those were. There we go. And that gives a lot more light coming in there. Much less dungeon-y looking. Which is nice. And we'll probably end up doing the same thing on this side as well here. I want that about head level here, right in the middle. And we'll just go one like this. Like that. Ta-da. Another beautiful window there so we can see some more. Then we want double torches over here. Just like that. Okay, let's go check out that tree situation outside. I want to see what that's all about. Pretty much we have an overgrown whatever this bush is here. What am I actually punching here? Is this an actual tree? I might need my actual axe for this. I thought I could probably wreck that tree, but I'm giving it my magical punches. Oh, a tough tree. There we go. Alright, let's run inside and take a look now. Okay, and that's now gone, so that's good. I had some nice butterflies around it, but you know. Alright, and we'll make this, I think, kind of more of a little study area over here. So, like, we'll keep it a little more generic looking, like maybe something like, I want this to be kind of in the corner here. And we'll break it up with one of these as well here. Actually, we should probably, hold on. We could go something like this as well here. Pick this up so it's not in our way. Those tables are just a little too big, aren't they? Yeah, we can probably navigate around that some. Something like that. I'll go ahead and place a... Oops. Turn that back off here. Oops, turn that back off. Okay, what are we doing here? I got all kinds of things happening. Alright, what do I have turned on? Yeah, my word. There we go. Snapping was the problem. Alright. First, we'll come up and decorate that some more yet, even two. Alright, so... we do have some fireplaces we could put down as well here. Which I'm kind of questioning on where exactly I want to put them. Before we get rid of that, we should probably put some more light down in here, which I think we're just going to end up going with probably candlestick holder right there. Because, you know, when you come in here, you don't want, you know, again, you don't want to be blowing out a million candles. Let's see what that gives us for light. Just a nice soft glow. Alright. I keep getting distracted too here, but move my torch back up here. And we'll probably move the table. Do I want to move the table? No, I probably need the table yet. Let's move this stuff up here for right now. We'll need the bed. And we'll need the doors here. Let's switch back to this. Back to the doors here. Nice door in there. And a door in there. Door right there. Door right there. Should be good on doors then. I just used a basic wooden door there because, again, this is it's a nice place, but it's also not like, you know, not nobility's hangout, you know. So this is a common inn here. So let's go ahead and open this door up here, and we'll probably have to close this just to get everything to fit right in here. And we want to place our bed in here, which we're gonna go ahead and put right there against that wall, like that. And then we do have some dressers and stuff I want to place in, so that's maybe a little too. We'll probably put a table right there for them with a little candle on it. There we go. Now you could come in here. You could have a nice little nap. In the inn, which is good. And again, these are not supposed to be for royalty. I mean, this is just for commoners traveling through. At least that's the story in mind. If you want to decorate yours to be royalty worthy, that's totally up to you. That is not at all where that should be. What are we doing here, game? There we go. That was odd. And this bed, I think we're gonna actually put against this wall over here. Like that. Does that work? And put a nice little nightstand over here. Up by your headrest. Oh wait, that's facing the wrong way. We're gonna have to flip that. That right there. And then I want to pick this up because this is facing the wrong direction here. We'll go something just like this. There we go. And then I did forget also to grab my chest, but we will come in here and put chests in as well. Let's get the beds down first. Means we're gonna need the candles here again. That one's not correct here. Not entirely sure why it is doing that. Should not be doing that. There we go. Actually, I think we're gonna probably keep one of these. This one will probably be the bathroom here, so we'll have 3 rooms. This bed can sit like this. And we'll probably decorate that with some more cupboards and stuff. This one over here, I just want to keep as a bathroom, which we don't have any of that stuff equipped on us right now. So let me go ahead and try to reorganize myself a little bit better here. Okay, lighting should be fine for right now. Just want to try to get my brain reorganized here because we're getting a little sloppy. Alright, good. And then this one will be the bathroom in here, which you're going to want a little bit more light probably for a bathroom, which I wonder what is an actual... How low would an actual chandelier hang in here? Probably, oh yeah, way too low. Okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves... Nice candles there. And then I'll grab another candle like this. Get on the back side of the door. Like that. So now when you come into the bathroom, which we will probably add in here, it'll be a little nicer. These got to go as well here, so we got to see what we're at for lighting here. Not terrible. I like the glow. Nice glow coming out of these places here. It's actually kind of fun. You can see a little bit. Oh, I closed myself in here. Actually see a little bit of the glow coming through the door there, which is really, really nice touch there, because, you know, obviously the doors are not super well built, not sealed tight. Okay, so now we have a few options here. Obviously, I do have fireplaces here, iron, stone, and brick, and we do also have these campfires here. So I have a few options. We could either add in fireplaces, which could look very, very nice. We could put in a hearth right down the center here, which might take a little bit more experimenting here. So if we go something like this, is that where we want it to sit exactly? Question is, do I want the hearth to run lengthwise? I want the hearth to run widthwise here. If we go widthwise, it's going to block the majority of the counter and you'd have to walk around it. But we do have a lot of wasted space out here as well, which you could probably add more tables and stuff in, which we might do. I don't know. Do I go widthwise? Do I go lengthwise? So basically, do we want our hearth to run this way? Do we want it to run this way? That's kind of up to you, I suppose. This would block the majority of our counter running that way, so I think we're going to go widthwise here. Kind of what I had originally envisioned anyway. I'm just gonna take out some of these floorboards here. Just like that. I do want to see how low these actually go here, because I've never actually built a hearth like this before, so. Okay, something like that. And then if we would surround that in stone, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that would be about the right depth there, but we do want... Yeah, we need to go up and exchange some of our items here. So let's head back upstairs to the castle. And let's grab some more items here. We didn't finish our windows either. My bad. Alright, so now what I want is actually some more seating options here. Bags and barrels, yes. We do, before I forget, we do need some stone here. So a good stone piece would probably go around there. It would look semi-good. Probably just plain and simple granite block. We'll try granite blocks here once. And then we'll probably also try the roughly cut stone. That could look good as well. Okay, and then we do want some more... I could do tapestries, but we want the bathroom stuff here. I did believe that I had some of those. Oh, that would be in my bathroom box over here. Correct. Alright, so we do have several different bath options here, so... We could probably put a bathroom such as this in there. And then we want... That's a little large, isn't it? The bronze bathtub. We actually probably just put a... How fancy do we want to go with it? There's not going to be a lot of room in there, so let's try to just grab this stuff and see how that works. And of course we do have cupboards and cabinetry and all that stuff too, which we might end up putting something like this in there or something like that next to the beds as well. But we'll see here. First things first, let's run down and take care of that hearth. Alright. So now we basically want to try out a couple different blocks here. So back into first person. So we have granite blocks here. So what I want to actually do is go one wider here. Because then I'm going to come in here and see what the granite looks like. Okay, let's go one wider on this side and compare the two. That's a real nice smooth look. Let's look at the roughly cut stone here. I definitely think that the granite blocks are going to be what we go with here. Let me just go along here and get rid of these. We still might have to make some alterations to this as well. Ooh. Why did we turn into that? That's not what we wanted. We'll have to see if that needs to be fixed or not. Don't question it here till we're completely done. See what it looks like. We might just go like this. What's that look? Yeah, let's do that, and then we might add in a little extra decoration here in a second. It will make sense, hopefully. And then we also need to get rid of one more lower here. And then we can actually add in our stone underneath here. And I would like some more light here so I can actually see a little more what I'm doing. this is gonna be nice, I think. Turn out hopefully the way I'm anticipating it. So we've got a nice little area there. And we'll come back in here with our actual logs. And we'll try to, if we snap it, it's gonna be off just a tad, I think. Hey, come on. It's gonna be a pain here. Okay, let me put it in there. Come on. I might actually have to build the blocks around it too. Go down into the floor. Ooh, you're being a pain. Why are you trying to put it that way? I'm on fire. I am on fire. I think it's trying to register a different... Trying to say these are too big here or something. We could make a little larger, but it would look just perfect if I could get these to snap in there correctly. We might actually have to come back here. I think what it's actually trying to do here is it's trying to make that a very large hitbox, and I don't know why exactly, but so we're probably gonna just take this one out here again, and that might give me enough room here, hopefully. I'm on fire again. Okay. Now it should let me snap that sucker in there. It is very unhappy with that idea though. Okay, now I want you to go down to the floor. Down to the floor. Apparently, just wants to be very, very difficult here. Alright, let's try this again. Yeah, it's actually making the hitbox like that big. It's pretty wild. They can't even place blocks there. Huh. That's very, very odd. I thought I had a good idea here, but it's being a pain. I'm sure there's a way to do it here. So like here, it would let me place them down. I just have to be fast enough. So once they're placed, then it does not want to let you do that. So like normally you could place them down here, like here, 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 here. But it's like the hitbox when the fire is going is too much. Is there a way to actually extinguish this? Doesn't look like it. Let me see here once. Nope, it's not working. Huh. I tried to Google it. That's what I was doing there. And apparently There's no way to really do it, but we can actually maybe rig this a little bit here. So let's improvise here. Let's put one right there. And the next biggest one would have to be back here. Let me switch back to my hammer here. Let me show you what we're gonna do here. We're gonna change this up a bit. Make this big enough here to encompass another campfire. Right here. And then let's see if this works or not. This might not work here, but we have to have one more space in between them, perhaps. Developers, what are you doing with these campfires? So how much further over would this have to be then? In order to, just say we put this down over here, can we then build? Oh, so you would have to be... You would have to pretty much be... You couldn't even place one in there, right? No. Oh, that is jank. Alright, we are going to remove this stuff then. I guess not possible. I thought I had a good idea there. But that's alright. That's just a different campfire I'm not aware of, but which is possible as well. Does look kind of nice though. But anyways, let's seal this back up here. And we can do this the quick way too here. We'll just go back over to the ceiling block here. Back up to our conifer wood. And if I ever do figure out how to do that, I might change that, but... There, like it never even happened. That's very, very odd. I thought we were going to have a great idea for a hearth there, but apparently we're just going to have to go with the fireplace, so... so then the question is, what kind of fireplace do we want, and where do we want to put them exactly? So we have a few different options here. Let's move this back up, I guess. We have 3 different options here for what I have selected. We have the iron fireplace, stone fireplace, and the brick fireplace. So there's various different sizes here. And we want it to be kind of believable. That one's going to poke through the ceiling there. Oops, we want it to rotate around like this. And what does that look like? I don't actually mind that too much. I would kind of like to have a nice big warm fireplace in here as well. And we could probably hide it somewhat. What does this look like? Kind of cramped, right? I'm gonna go ahead and pick that one back up. This one might be... This one might be... If that's gonna go through the wall or not. Doesn't look like it is. Check the other door here once. Could work, something like that. And we want to go ahead and seal this in here. Probably with our granite blocks again here, perhaps. So that gives you a one block radius too around there, huh? I want to see what this looks like here. Yeah, Yeah, so the overall, because I suppose they're a placeable object, the overall radius of them is a little weird, a little derpy, but that's all right. See if we can't make something else here that works well. Something like that. I just want to bring this down in a nice column here if I can. That in the right position. I didn't go over far enough, perhaps. Oops. There we go. Something like that, and then we can hide it. We can hide that wood back there as well, or that fire behind the wood. So if we go like right here, right there, we can hide most of that there then. I can work that up in there. And there, people never need to know that it doesn't vent anywhere. And actually, we might be able to place a little candle up on there. I'm just thinking. There we go. Just a little extra detail. Alright, so now we've got a nice big fireplace in here too that's keeping us warmer. We do have a lot of open space out here too though, which I was hoping that hearth was going to work. That's kind of what I was building this whole design around. But when the game says no, the game says no, right? So we'll move this back up here. All right. And then we're probably going to grab our tables again here. And our chairs. Something like that. Some nice little chairs there. I might just go with double candlestick holders over here. Light it up a little bit. I'm almost wondering. And just put a table down like that. Something just like that. And don't worry, it's still looking a little cold in here yet, but we're going to continue to spruce it up. Give me time, give me time. Alright. And we'll probably do another maybe smaller table here or something like... I have an idea. We'll go ahead and put in a smaller table here as well. One just like that. Put this chair in here. Oops, I want this turned just a tad. Something like that. Much better. All right, and then I want to grab some bar stools here, so run up and grab. Oh, okay. Before I do that, let's do our windows, right? Let's do windows. We need some more windows in here, so that we're gonna leave like that. I do want another window or two in here, though. Probably thinking like maybe one up in here. Make sure we're about eye level again. This will probably be a smaller one here. I'm thinking it might be like a 2x2. Let's see what it comes out to be here. Oop. There we go. There we go. Just a small little window right there. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Eye level here. 2x2. Flip back to our small windows. Snapping's on. Here we go. We've got some more light coming in there. If you want to do skylights, you can, for sure. I kind of like the nice warm glow that's going on in here right now, so we're going to leave that. And then as far as down here, I don't think I want to do any windows on the bottom side here at all. Just to kind of keep it nice and warm in here, I guess. Nice warm glow. If we let natural light in there, you know, it's gonna look a little different. All right, and then I kind of think that's gonna be all right for windows for right now. I don't want a ton of windows on this thing. If you want more windows, go ahead and add some in. But kind of thinking I don't want windows exactly on the outside of all that. We're gonna go offload some of our stuff here. So we should be good on our railings here. So I don't want to be too messy here. Let me get that offloaded. Oh, we didn't do our bathroom either. Oh, okay. And then fireplaces we should be okay on. We might just keep them in there just in case, though. Move my tables back up here. And my seating. My lighting back up here. Windows. Okay. And then we want our seating again here. And then I want to just go ahead and grab probably... I don't know if I want crude wood stools. We'll probably see which one looks best. Salon stools, or maybe we'll do rustic chairs too. We'll see what that looks like. There, and then of course wall decor. We do have a lot of this stuff in here. So tapestries and pictures and all that good stuff. Which I do want to grab some of these here. We don't need any of the huge banners or anything like that. The boards would be nice as well. Maybe we could go with like this. If there's any of those bigger ones, those would look okay probably. And maybe a couple little picture frames too. You never know where you want to put some of this stuff. And then we do have cupboards, cabinets here. And so we do want to add in some cupboards and dressers and stuff. So like this would be a nice wooden closet here. This would be great for our bedrooms there. And then let's go with yeah, we could go with the medium wooden cabinets here. I want that right now. Like that. And we'll see what these small wooden polished ones look like here. It might not be terrible. Some nicer decorations in there wouldn't be all bad either. Kind of filling up fast here on stuff though, but should be okay for right now though. We do have a lot of bags and barrels and stuff to add in as well. But first let's run down and I want to see if did I have enough rugs? Where did I put my rugs? That's my naturals carpet. There we go. My rug should be in here. Let's grab our big fur rugs, regular fur rugs. Nice carpet blocks here. Let's see what we can all come up with here for decorating. A little bit more here. And perhaps in future videos, I'll organize all this stuff into chests on the actual build site, but we're so close to home there that I just figured, you know, it'd be good. But here we have our big fir well there, which maybe I will put over here in this each corner like this. And let me scoot up in my chair here for a sec. Perfect. All right, and then how big is this round one? I'll put this nice, or maybe a square one look better there. I want to see what these look like here. Yeah, I don't actually mind that. And if we could, I'd like to, I should have put this down beforehand. I'm not sure it's gonna let me place that there. I wanted to kind of put this underneath here. I'm not sure it's gonna let me though. Yeah, like as a table floor mat, kind of table runner. Some nice floor mats around here so that things look a little warmer. Ah, yes. And then we did also want to go ahead and grab, see what our stools look like here. So we have our regular wooden stools, which that does not look like it'd be comfortable to sit on, so see what these look like here. These are quite large. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with the these salon stools here. Something like that. Nice little bar stools there. And then we do want a rug in front of the fireplace as well there, just to give it a little more warmth. Ah, we do have to seal that up too there, I see. Just like that, there we go. Perfect. Much nicer. Already starting to feel a little warmer in here, which is good. Now we have several different paintings and tapestries we can hang around here. These are large. We'll hang one right here. Put a boar somewhere. This boar hanging in there. We do have our large tapestries too, which I was wondering. Ooh. Way too big. This one was just a little bit smaller, maybe. Did that look too cramped in there? Oh no, I actually don't mind that. Alright, cool. Oh, I got two of the same here, don't I? Nice big hangy one would be kind of fun, but we don't really have anywhere to hang it in here, so it's a little too big. Maybe one of the other tapestry options would be nice as well. But we'll see. Alright, then up here. Can kind of place some down here. Nice warm fuzzy rugs there for people's feet. Okay, they want to kick off their shoes for a moment. Alright, that looks alright. Again, I'm not going for perfection here. I'm just literally going for a nice warm feeling. This one here I might actually pick up, and then I want to experiment a little bit with it. If I place that down right there, should be done with these. Grab this back out here. It does allow us to place that, so that's good to know actually. We can place those underneath, which is quite nice actually. And this one here we might actually, do I want to put a nice big bear rug down here? Yeah, we do. Nice and warm area here. There we go. I hate not having an open spot here. It drives me crazy so I can actually see what I'm doing. Alright, that looks quite nice. Alright, and now let's move some of this stuff up and out of my way here. So we kind of got our rugs down. Oh, before I forget though. In our bedrooms here, we should probably have some nice fuzzy rugs that we can actually... There we go. So then that way you get your feet down on there. And the same thing with this one over here. We want to offer high quality services to all the customers, so okay, and that looks all right there. Just real nice and fuzzy. Nice and warm there. And then, of course, we'll just do the bathroom since I'm right here too. I know I'm jumping around a lot, but... so we do have several bathroom items here. No shower, but we do need a bathroom actual stool in here. So the tub is going to... Let's close the door up here. The tub will take up quite a bit of room. It's actually bigger than I thought it was going to be in here, which is nice. We'll put the stall right there. Maybe we'll make her a double seater. Look at that, double seater there. Just in case you don't want to be alone. And we'll put the wash basin right back here. Which I think looks pretty nice. I mean, we wouldn't want our fancy rugs to get all icky either, so maybe just some smaller little kind of a bath mat here. Made out of straw or something like that. Yeah, much, much better. You got light in there. Which looks quite nice, in my opinion. Move this bathroom stuff back out here. So now we have a bathroom. And of course, we need to add in some cupboards, cabinets, and I don't know if I grabbed any bookshelves or not, but let's see. We do have these little small polished cupboards here, so, and I did want some closet space in here, so let's close this up. First person here. How's that look? Not bad. The door opens into it. I can open into it. Yeah, that could look okay. I don't highly anticipate anybody to spend too long in there, but you never know. And here we just want a little, probably, cabinet that you can have as a nightstand. Something like that. Right there is good. Just a little table in there. let's take a look here. What else do I want? I could probably go with just another little dresser in here. All right. Let me so I guess we're just going to probably end up looking for different places to place different shelves now. Like obviously back here we're going to place down some shelves. We want a couple, probably maybe a table or two back here. Something like this. I don't know, maybe put a nicer cabinet back here. Kind of decorate it up a little bit. Something like that. And I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't look terrible. I want to break up the tone a little bit here of the same old wood color. And then of course we will need all of our barrels and whatnot too, but I do want to grab out my shelves here once and take a look at this here. This lined up fairly even. I just want to put a shelf right here. Like that. That's nice. Nice little mantelpiece there. This is a rather large shelf here. Wow. Put these in between here like this. We can actually put some nice stuff on there later, if we would like. And oh yeah, we should probably take a sec here and take a look at how it's coming. Easy to get lost in some of it. Yeah, I think it is starting to look a lot warmer in here. This wall's a little bare over here yet, which I did want to grab some different tapestries as well. Let's come right out here to the outside here. I've been holding on to this for a while here. I got these benches here. I want to put a nice polished wooden bench here. Just for someone to sit there. Sit there. Sorry about that. Something in my throat there. And then we'll put a crude wood bench over here. And now I want to move some of this stuff out of my inventory because it's getting on my nerves. Alright, so now we have some nice benches here. We could probably actually place another one right over here if we wanted to. A little seating place there for people, making it warmer. So now as we walk in here and your screen kind of adjusts there, you can see things warm up nicely here. And it's really up to you how cluttered you want to get with things. You know, I do want a lot of bookshelves and stuff in here yet, so we'll probably grab those. But essentially, you can go too cluttered on some things, but generally, the more cluttered you have, clutterment, I guess you could say, the more cozy it will look. With the wood, of course. But yes, if you have too much stuff sitting around in random places, it will start to look like you're hoarding up materials, which is never good either. So let's offload some of our stuff here, because we don't need some of these things anymore here. Oops. Want to also get rid of this stuff here. And then our bathroom is looking alright to me, so we're going to put that back away there. And then we also don't need our beds, so let me just offload some of our beds here, which I'm trying to remember where is my beds? Here they are. Don't need beds there anymore. We also don't need doors anymore. And then rugs, we're probably good on the rugs as well for now. If we figure out something that we really need to have in there yet, we'll put that in there, but Alright, and then run over here and offload my fire yet, since apparently that's not going to work. But we do have a nice fireplace, though, so that's good. Alright, so cupboards and cabinets here, too. I did think that I did grab some bookshelves, but maybe I didn't. We do have bags and barrels here, so we have a lot of different options for stuff like this in here. So I do have some nice lined wooden barrels here that we want. Probably actually grab a wooden bucket here. Some crates, maybe just a standing barrels. Maybe some baskets too. It's really up to us how fancy we want to get here with all of this stuff, but put our plates and bowls up here. Butter churn would be nice in there. A couple more baskets wouldn't hurt anything. Put our baskets up there. Barrels right there so we can grab stuff. Supply sacks would be fine to have in there. Leather bags would be alright as well. Some pitchers, of course. This is a tavern after all. Grab some more of these here. Nice wooden cups. I wanted to keep it fairly, not rich looking really, but you know, just something. Just a standard inn. I did also want to grab, I do believe that I have some, it's just a couple chests here that I wanted to grab as well. I think that's gonna be, I'm trying to remember if I have anything else here that I really want. I don't think that I do necessarily. I suppose we could hang a mirror up. Oh, they don't need a mirror. Who cares what they think they look like? Let me just see if I got anything else that I really want. Flags, I don't think we necessarily need up. I do have this gold Vuka Brawler trophy, which we might actually hang up. 10 of those. Yeah, we might actually hang one of those up as our mantelpiece, sort of, over the door. But yeah, I think that's gonna be a lot of it. I think let's maybe grab a few more different types of cupboards and cabinets here. Just something to kind of break up a little bit of the different stuff along the walls and whatnot. Oh yeah, and then also our wall decor. We wanted to see, do we have any other tapestries? The one that we grabbed here has the tree and the deer. I'm sure we'll grab a few other tapestries here too, just to see if they do look nice. I don't know if a map would really fit well in there, but we'll grab some more tapestries here. Alright, let's head back down here and start decorating again. Again, I do apologize for the length of my videos here, and I suppose we could cut some of it out, but oh my word, I almost died there. Oh, I hit a tree. But anyway, let's get rid of some of our chests here. So in some of these rooms here, I'm gonna put a nice chest in here. And I want that closed, so I don't know, let's put our torch in there and it'll close up. And then we do have another chest here too. I'm not sure how much room is actually, this one might have enough room in it. And maybe we'll just, I don't know, we'll just put something random in there for now so it closes up nice. I have a health potion on me, but eventually we'll heal up. Alright, let's see here. We do have the deer one up already. This would be some of our other options here. Which could be nice. Kind of like, that one's kind of more of like a wartime one. This is probably a little more tavern-y-esque. feeling in there. Just try to warm it up a bit. Is all. Alright. And of course we can put some cabinets and such around here. Just make it feel a little bit nicer, a little bit warmer. Oh, that didn't help me. The torch in my eyes. Yeah, I want to be able to... There we go. I wanted to be able to see that. So like that. And then... let's grab a nice... I think wooden shelf there. Put that there. Of course, behind the bar, we need to put some stuff in there too. So let's go ahead and grab our lying barrels out here. This might be a little big. It's a little bigger than I thought. Here's what we're actually gonna do, I think. Let's remove this one. And maybe this one. We can place this in there like that. We have a nice big barrel back there. We'll have a couple, probably a couple crates sitting back here, various things. We're just gonna rotate that one a bit. It looks like it's stacked there. All right. We also have to have our pitchers sitting back here, ready to go. We'll have a pitcher up here. And then probably a pitcher out here as well. All right, and then of course we do have bags, baskets, cups, and stuff like that. So let's grab our dishes here, our plates. Leave some plates sitting around here. Just trying to make it look a little more cozy, a little more lived in here. Something like that. We'll put a plate up here. And then we'll move the plates back up and we'll grab our bowls. I want to rotate out some bowls here. Some people eating some porridge or something like that. Here we go. See, that candle's over a little ways now. He maybe just moved it when he pushed his bowl over there. Something like that. Let's move that back up here. See where we can put a butter churn. We'll have it sitting off to the side, just like that. Extra decoration there. And then we do have sacks and baskets and stuff. So let's grab out some of our sacks and baskets and all that stuff. So let's set a nice, let's set a basket right there. And then we'll also have a basket maybe sitting right back here. And we do have some buckets here, so we do want an ashtray bucket here, so we'll put a bucket down right there. And maybe we have, let's see here. Oh yeah, we also want a bucket to bring in water here for the bathroom. So let's take a look in here once. Do you have any room for a bucket in here? Sure. Right there's a nice little bucket back there in the corner, and it's just little details like that where, you know, essentially it helps it to look like, you know, someone threw that back there because that's out of the way, you know? All right. And of course we have our wooden cups we need to put down as well here because people are here to, you know, have refreshments and stuff. Maybe that guy's got a double there. Maybe these guys were stacking them up over here. Somebody was drinking some coffee here, maybe. This guy's got to have a cup here as well. There we go. Something like that. And then, oh yeah, with our cups too, I do want to come back here to these shelves. And we're just going to go ahead and turn these like this so they're pretty symmetrical. This is a tavern after all, or an inn, whichever one you prefer, so. Having a lot of cups would be nice. Alright. Should be good on cups there. And of course we want to see if we can stack some plates. I'm not sure how well this is going to work, but we'll see. There we go. That looks actually alright. Ah, there's one other thing that I wanted to do here that I didn't want to forget about. Here we got some plates stacked up down there. And I did get rid of my sinks in too. I did want to put a sink back here as well. Somewhere on one of these back walls here, probably. In fact, we might get rid of this here. And I may place a sink over here. I just don't have the sink on me right now. And if you wanted to expand this bar, you actually could do that as well. If you wanted to add like a little storage room and stuff on the back for all these different bags and stuff, but let's actually grab out my leather bags here and our various supply sacks. How big is our leather bags? Fairly big. These are very large bags here. But you know what might actually look alright up there? If we can get them to sit just right. Yeah, it looks alright. Just trying to get things to look a little more filled in there. See, here's that going into the floor there, somewhere like that. So it looks like it's kind of depressed into the floor. Can't stack that very well. Okay, we could probably leave it like that, then that's fine. You don't want to fill too many bags in or it's going to look cluttered, but... Alright, now let's take a look at our shelving, our little table options here. That one's too tall, so this one's a little wide, but we could actually maybe rake it a little bit here. Not really, it's just a little big here. We could maybe put in something like this here. This could work okay. There we go, something just like that. Let's move these sacks back out here. I did want to grab my candles again here as well, because there's a couple places where we could add candles in now. Like one right there. Maybe one over here. right in the center here. Maybe we want a little candle over here to light these up a little bit here. Something like that. Some nice candles around here. All right, and then before I forget again, I do want to put in a coat rack here. Yes, I know it's not actually a coat rack, but it does kind of look like a coat rack or a hat rack, so that's pretty cool. And then we do have our head here that I want to try to see what that looks like. Or if it's going to be too big. Okay, it's going to be a little weird. Trying to be a little weird anyway. Run directly over the door here, so let's try to get it lined up. Okay. And that is going to 100% be too big and block a lot of it, right? Yeah, if we could put it maybe a little higher, it might work. About to fall here, yep. If I get it right there, might work. Doesn't look too terrible. I'm gonna keep that right there, I think, for now, for the time being. And let's actually run in here, sleep on one of our beds. And it's immediately daytime, so it's pretty close to day anyway. Alright, so let's go out and let's take a look from the outside looking in here. So we are going to go ahead and move up here. And then we've got benches outside. We can open this up here. And then, yeah, we'll close this door up behind us here. Don't let the draft in. We've got a nice warm aesthetic in here. Feeling very warm, actually, which is perfect. That's what we were looking for. Come back here. And, of course, we could throw some more pots and stuff in here. We will probably grab some flowers and whatnot. Throw some flowers up around. We want to add a sink into the back wall there. Our bedrooms are decorated up nice here, which is very, very good. And then if we wanted to head upstairs... we do have some nice seating areas up here too, and I did want to add some bookshelves up here if I could. So something like this. Okay, what does that look like? Should be spaced a little bit better there, huh? So let's move. What we could do is probably place one like that and then pick up the center one here. Turn off the snapping and then leave a little gap in between there. And we could probably fidget with that to make it just right as well, but it'd be nice to put some books and stuff in there. Because I don't think these ones are going to look quite as nice. Alright. Yeah, I'm not sure which one I like more. This one would be nice if we could get it to match up perfectly, which we probably actually honestly could if we mess with our wood a little bit better here. We could actually do something fancier too. If you want shelves, Let's go back up to our counter for wood blocks here. Basically come from down here. We can build our own shelves here if we want. Just depending on how high you want them. Oops. Just coming straight across here like this. And bring it down on the sides. Bring it up on this side here. Okay, and then if we want, we could set stuff on there as well for our own kinds of shelves. Or if you want, you could even make this a little more 3D here. Which actually doesn't look too bad. And if nothing else, it's at least just more of an something to break up the flat wall there, give it a little bit more of an aesthetic. That looks pretty even. In fact, I'm just going to add them on this side as well here. Just a nice beam that runs across there like that. Probably just something to seal it up in the back there. Our railing's kind of getting in the way a little bit, but there we go. Took a shot in the dark there and it worked. And then yeah, if you wanted to put in dividers here, you most certainly could. That's off a little bit there. Put it something like that. And you have some nice little dividers in there. Or if you just wanted to make it all, you know, a different kind of color, you could use wood back. You could use wood back there, or you know, different blocks, different stones. I'm gonna leave it like that. I kind of like it breaking up the wall there a little bit. This one over here, I think I'm just gonna put a nice little nightstand in. Do the same thing underneath this window here. Just making it look a little bit warmer. And there's not much out here, so we could probably add windows and stuff in if we wanted to. I would maybe just decorate this wall up a little bit more here. So something like that. And then if we wanted to throw some books and whatnot up, we could. Some sinks. And all that stuff, all that jazz, if you will. Let's do, in fact, run up and grab a sink here yet, because I do want to add in a nice sink here for our back of our bar here. Back of our little tavern area there. And over here to our bathroom stuff. Then I think, we want a little bit nicer of a wash basin there for ourselves. It would be kind of nice. I thought I had some books, but maybe I don't. But anyway. No bookshelves or nothing now, which is a little unfortunate. That's my bad. I should have had some bookshelves prepared, but that's okay. Yeah, we can run back down there, throw this in there. Alright, so we got our nice little sink here. And I think we're just going to put this sink right over here on this wall. This is where they can wash up the dishes and whatnot. Something like that. And if you want to decorate down there too, you can. Like if you wanted to put more plates or something like that down there, you should be able to fit them in there. So I thought you could. maybe you can't. Huh. Flexing. Alright, well, maybe you can't put it back there. But anyways, and of course you could lay food around and, you know, various weapons and stuff like that. You could set that around there too. If you wanted to. In fact, right here would be not a terrible place for like a sword and shield or something like that to put right here. Actually, I do have an idea for that spot right there. Bear with me for another second here as I run back up there. I do have an idea for that right there. I just have to remember where I have it in. I'm sure that I have. I thought that I grabbed some big sword and shield things there. Maybe I didn't. That would be unfortunate. That would be quite unfortunate. Not looking like I did. Oh, I did. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Alright. And I do have some books and stuff here, so we could probably place those in too. You guys wanted to see what that looks like as my once organized inventory becomes unorganized. Alright, so we've got this kind of emblem sigil thing here. We might just hang on the wall right there. Just give it a little more decoration there. That's not bad. And then, of course, we did grab some of our books here too, so we can go ahead and go up to our books. And if you wanted to set some books in there, you absolutely can, you know, place various kinds of books in there. Same thing with these shelves up here. Just to show you that they do in fact work. You can move them up and down. You can set books in there however you'd like. Same thing with these shelves here. You can place books in there just like that. So yeah, so we will end up adding in probably a bunch more books and stuff like that. I'm not going to waste your time with all that on camera though. Here, I think that we achieved a very good look for this in here. If you want more windows, add more windows in. I showed you the process for doing that. Just pick spots where you want. Maybe you want some big windows over here. I think what I actually might do though here. Hold on. Let me cook. There we are. A nice big tapestry right there. It just makes it a little warmer. But anyways, feel free to keep adding stuff if you want, like cups up here. Maybe you want some tables in the corners here. You know, if you want some more lighting, that's totally up to you how much lighting you want in here. You could for sure add in candle holders right here. If you want windows in the front, you know, add the windows in the front. If you want extra bar area in the back here, we left plenty of room in the back there where you could just punch out a doorway here and add a little section of wall in back there, which I might eventually do to this as well. Let me show you what I mean here. So if you knock out a doorway back there, you have plenty of room back here where you can bring out another lean-to about this wide and add a whole bar back area here where you could add a kitchen, supplies, all that stuff. Just depends on how crazy you want to get with it. Together, these are going to probably be somewhere over 4 hours, so I don't really want the first and second part to go much longer, but yeah, so it should end up looking pretty nice with the I guess base that we gave you here to build on. So just feel free to add in more pictures, more clutter around wherever you feel like it might look good. You know, you can add in stuff on the mantle up there. You can add in, you know, more bookshelves and all that stuff anywhere that you'd like. But I'm actually quite happy with this for right now. I will add in stuff more than likely over time here, just because I love to decorate on the inside of stuff like this. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or, you know, want to see me build something else, please let me know in the comments down below. We might do some landscaping on the outside of this in a part 3. If you guys do want to see a landscaping video, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. If you guys want to see me do that, where I actually fix up the outside here, fix up some of this, put in some nice landscaping stuff here, it should be a quicker video than what these first 2 parts would be. Just let me know in the comments down below, and we can go over some of that too, and I can show you guys how I do a lot of that too. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's going to wrap up the interior design here for our Fisherman's Inn here. In our location here, again, if you're wondering where we were at on the map this whole time, we were right here, right by the Alchemist Tower here, and to the northeast of the spawn area. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Do consider dropping a like and a sub down below. It does help me out a ton there. I appreciate it, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.